They never told me how the accident happened.
I am unwell.
By the time you get to the old Castle estate...
How would she know?
How would she know?
It's 4:30.
And mine was a fumble, so presumably I have seen something.
All the clocks go back.
One more normal day.
Go back in November?
Sarah Moore's rather run-down-looking house.
I was under a spell to a certain extent.
Also a 98.
Oh, wow, 2 fumbles.
You've managed to get the heater to the exact temperature of human blood.
The thought of the confidence trick is bothering you.
It's very comfortable.
Melinda Moody.
Hello.
In the alleyway, you see a hooded figure.
Careful, there's needles on the grass.
Excuse me, I'm not from the police.
That's a dealer.
Could you hook me up today?
Where dreams go to die.
Oh, depressing.
Alicia,
Push it all back again.
are you right-handed?
Yes.
Her eyes are so bright.
Sarah, what have you taken?
Okay, it's going a bit wrong.
You've just taken something, haven't you?
I'll make you a brew if you like.
We fucked it. Let's just go back to the house.
The witch's brew?
We fucked it.
Why don't we pretend to buy drugs?
What are we doing?
Oh,
Why don't we do that?
now you're talking.
This is mental.
Ray, you can see there's this hypodermic needle with a broken off end
Just buy some. Have a nice time.
sticking out of his foot.
Get it out. Get it out.
There's no judgment here.
Fucked it. Fuck my whole fucking life.
What is it? What is it that you're on?
Well, I'm not fucking nothing for 9 years. I've been clean 9 years.
Well, don't fuck that up now, mate.
Is everything all right, Erik?
Something hidden in this house.
Watch out, Jeany. He's 9.
Of all the ages.
Do you have the heart on you?
I do, yeah.
When you were fired for stealing the heart,
I'm running after the man I saw.
they asked for it back, didn't they?
Yeah, Big Steve.
Stéphane Longueville.
I have to know if he was the man from the cinema.
If you give me the heart, we can make this go away.
So I sprint down the gully.
Beautiful like a gazelle in full flight.
I said, I don't have it, Steve.
8-legged gazelle.
It's gone. I haven't got a heart to give you.
Probably careening off the fences as I go.
Why are we chasing drug dealers? What's she doing?
I really needed something to pick me up, you know?
It was the cancer, it's the sepsis that gets him.
You just see the glint of a classic edge of a photograph.
Fuck! I'll bang on the gate.
I'm going to reach for that photo, please.
Sarah?
There's something about the angles and lines of David's and Angelica's bodies that suggests attraction.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh.
That's not nice.
Oh, no. That's blown my theory out of the water.
Fuck.
Or has it? I hope it has.
That's horrible.
Oh no.
And Sarah turns around at the sound and sees this photo come up, land on the table from out of your capacious cardigan.
Sarah, I'm at the gate.
She looks at it and then she looks at you with hate.
Ooh. Okay.
Drums in the deep.
I think at that moment when the needle enters my foot, the combination of the pain, maybe there's some residual narcotic in it, the like visceral terror of like, is this contaminated? Is this going to kill me? Combines to give me a profound insight experience, and suddenly, all at once, I'm thinking, it's Angelica, isn't it? The name, Angelica, Angel, the weird apparition in the pub that Alicia conveyed to me, and everything. And I'm just thinking, it's Angelica. It's Angelica Sean. Who the fuck is Sean? Who calls a Moonchild Sean? You can have a Moonchild, a magical child. Call him Sean. Angelica. That's a name for a Moonchild. She's 16. Who's her fucking father? David, right? David's her father. 16 is a powerful age. Not like that. Not like that. But it's an age of significance. And the way that Alicia chased after this figure in the alley. Did he or she look about 16? It's Angelica. She's a Moonchild.
The Apocalypse Players present The Moonchild by Paul Fricker, a 7th edition Call of Cthulhu Scenario.
from the Nameless Horrors collection. Starring Dominic Allen as Alicia Juico, Danann McAleer as Ray West, Jeany Spark as Melinda Moody, Dan Wheeler as Erik Wilson, and Joseph Chance as your keeper of the arcane lore.
Sarah looks at you with horror
And hate.
and hate.
Hate.
Yeah.
Hate is that's a strong word.
Strong. Yeah.
Something softens in her, but you like that even less because it looks like the edges of madness.
Okay.
Sort of like hysteria. It's like- She goes, "Where
Yeah.
Where did you?"
It was just poking. I just saw the corner of it poking out of the gap there, and I thought you might want to keep it. It might have fallen off, so I just pulled it out. I wasn't trying to be sus or anything like that.
She goes over to it and her hand shakes and she picks it up and she says, "Who's that calling?" And she yells, "Who's that calling?"
Oh, all right. Who's what calling? Sarah. That voice outside. It might be. It sounds like Alicia.
Melinda, could you give me a listen roll?
Yes, I can.
And Alicia, obviously you hear that.
It's me, Alicia. I'm at the gate. I'm down the well.
Get lossy.
Sarah storms past you, Melinda.
I failed that quite spectacularly. 78 on a 20.
Failed it. Sarah storms past you to the back door, rattles the back door, kind of realises that it's locked, kind of fiddles around with it, throws open the door and goes, "Alicia, is that you?
Yes.
What are you doing out there?"
Well, we went
Good luck.
down the back, and is someone else there in the yard?
I traced a drug dealer.
The gate opens and she goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Is someone else in the yard there?
She looks really upset. Really upset. She's obviously been crying. Ooh, actually, you know what? She's been crying, and before she sobbed, but the tears weren't strong. Like, you had a couple of tears in the eyes, but this has been proper tears that she's had. So I think you see this as well as she goes past Melinda. So I think Alicia and Melinda, you both realise that one of her eyes, which were both heavily made up,
Oh no.
one of her eyes is black. It's got a black eye.
Oh.
When you say
It's recovering.
when you say a black eye, do you mean like a shiner, or do you mean
There is
Or
no
like
white.
a shark eye.
It's entirely black.
Yeah.
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 Again, a fair question in this context. She's received a shiner, as we would say.
so? That's
Okay.
hang on.
Fuck.
Is that because the
And
makeup?
she's cried that she's.
Is that because the makeup's
she cried
run,
the
or is it
makeup
because
off
someone's punched her upstairs while she was in the loop?
The makeup has run.
Right.
She goes,
Right.
"Where are the others?" She goes, "What are you people doing?"
It's all right.
It's all
She sort of
right.
storms back towards you, Melinda, who's presumably standing in the door there.
Yeah. It's all right. Calm down. You're all right.
I used this opportunity to scan the yard for the person I was looking for.
There's no sign of that person.
Anywhere they could be hiding?
Yeah, I mean, they could be... They could be hiding in the shed, couldn't they?
I go and
Oh, don't look in the shed.
bold as brass. I walk over. I feel like Melinda's got Sarah under control. She'll manage Sarah.
In a headlock. Under control.
I'll go and knock on the shed and go, "Hello, is someone in the shed?"
Like a fucking lunatic.
I'm no nonsense.
Mr. Gould, are you in there?
Could you give me a listen roll, Alicia? I mean, do you know what, Melinda? If you're at the back door, You can have a listen roll as a penalty die. I know you've just rolled one, but that was to do with something else. So this is a new listen roll, not a pushed roll. You can give me a listen roll as well.
Okie dokie.
Ooh, that's no good. That's a 68 on a 25.
That's a 57 on a 20. We're all deaf as posts.
Yeah, so you can't hear anything.
I'll try the shed door, see if it's open.
It's it's not locked. Yeah, so you can just open it.
I'll just open it, peep in, quick look.
Yeah, so there's some garden tools, some pretty old mouldy bags of
Flesh.
fertilizer, some which have been stacked up. There's a lawnmower which has probably seen better days and doesn't seem to. I mean, you say that doesn't work. And behind the lawnmower and the stacked up bags of fertilizer is a badly hiding teenager.
Snap.
Oh, sorry. Do you live here?
I don't want any trouble. I'm waiting for Angelica. I don't want any trouble.
Hey, there's no trouble. I'm a friend of...
Who's in there?
Who's
in there? Who are you talking
There's
to?
a young person in here waiting for Angelica.
Elliot, get the fuck out of the shed.
Oh, you must be Elliot.
All right, I'm sorry. I panicked. They were like coming after me up the alleyway. Okay, so the other two of you can hear some of this in the alleyway. You can hear these voices. Now, Melinda, this is all kicking off, and you're still stood in that doorway.
Yep. I'd like to go inside the house if I can.
Yeah, you're going to cut back?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Can I go upstairs, please?
Yeah.
And have a little sneak around. Very quickly.
As you're passing through the kitchen, you get that awful nagging sensation that you might have missed something.
Oh,
by the way, she's still got the photo. Sarah's still got the photo, obviously.
she's still holding it, okay.
Yeah. Well, that was the last time you saw it, anyway.
Okay. I've missed something. Do I feel like I've missed something in this room, in the kitchen?
No. There's just something about your senses were keenly... would you like to sort of redouble your efforts to try and... I don't know, maybe listen more carefully or examine things from a different perspective by pushing a roll?
Yes, I would.
It would be pushing your listening roll, so I don't know how you'd feel about pushing your listening roll.
The base is 25, so you got 1 in 4 chance.
Okay. All right, fine. I'll push the listening roll.
Base is 25.
You don't have to, Jeany.
That was 20.
You don't have to. It might be...
20.
My distance
Like,
20.
And remember, if you fail a
Maybe
push,
it's different.
there will be
Actually,
consequences.
modern sheet, but it's 20 on my sheet.
Well, it should be a modern sheet, shouldn't it?
It's 20 on mine.
What is your
I'm
listening,
looking at a
Jeany?
modern sheet.
20? No, don't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Hang on, why are they different?
It would be my advice.
Oh, weird.
It's up to you if you want to.
That must be
Split second
That's
thinking.
an error.
Psychology?
No, because it would have to be a hard. I'm not ignoring you, Dom. I sound like I'm ignoring you, but I'm not. But if you could look that up for me, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Okay.
Listen is the key. So yeah, anyway, you head on back.
Yep.
So to the stairs or back to the front room?
Oh, stairs. Through the front room
and
to
you-
the stairs.
Are you stealthing from this point, or
Yes.
are you just going to run?
Stealthing.
Guess a stealth roll.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a typo on the old modern sheets. It should be 20. But on the old modern sheets, which I'm using because it's fillable, I transferred everything over. The base is 25.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's a 43 on a 60 for stealth.
Nice work.
Oh, nice. Good roll.
Oh. Good stealth.
Thanks,
Just
guys. I've been
journalists
working
used
on
to
it.
tapping those phones, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think with a
Practicing
successful stealth, I'll give you just the edge. As you come round onto the steps, you hear someone moving on the steps above, they sort of back round up,
Yeah.
sort of slinking away.
Okay.
Soft padding.
Soft padding of feet. Well, despite the fact that Melinda is she's a sizable asset. She's light on her feet.
Oh yeah.
Ballet training as a child.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think she's going to pop up the stairs. Softly, catchy monkey.
So it leads onto a landing.
Yep.
The door to your right, immediately to your right. There's a door to your left on the landing, and then it's a sort of 3 doors leading off a sort of box landing, I suppose. There's a pretty tired old plant here on a table, and that's really all the decoration.
Are the doors closed? Can I see into any of the doors?
All of the doors are closed.
Is it evident from the doors whose room they are? Because sometimes kids have like their names on the door, or they have some stickers like "fuck off."
Yeah,
adults.
there's some stickers and a picture of a handsome a K-pop poster.
Okay, I don't want to go in that door. I'm looking for her bedroom, Sarah's bedroom.
Yeah. Well, it's a 50-50. It's either the door. Give me either a navigate or a hard intelligence. Under pressure, as you are.
Okay. I'll go with hard intelligence. I failed it. 58 on
half of your
45.
intelligence. Yeah, you just can't quite work out which one it would be. It's like it's difficult to work out the sizes now that it's in this box, this silly little box landing. So it's 50-50, left or right.
Right.
The kids' one is sort of left and behind you.
I'm going to go right.
Right. Yeah. Okay. You open the door into what is clearly a double bedroom, master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
The front, there's a curtain, cardboard boxes all over the place, and you're in. And I'm going to go back downstairs to the guys in the alleyway as you're coming along. You can see this sort of... Alicia's clearly gone into this one. The door's open. There's this conversation. There's this... Elliot, what the fuck are you doing?
I said, oh, you must be Elliot. So, sorry to interrupt. I can explain everything. It's a bit involved. It's a bit complicated, but suffice it to say, we thought...
You feel your lives draining out of you as you hear this.
You will
preamble.
take a D6 hit points damage.
D6 sanity.
Physical damage. As your brain rots.
At the far end of the alley, there's a... you know how they just sort of close off alleyways like this with some panelled fencing? And up at the end of it, who's leading? It's Ray, is it? Because Eric's sort of limping along.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. But not by much.
I don't want to...
Probably leading? We're sort of pretty much side by side, unless we have...
Side by side, you can just about do side by side.
If we have to be single file, then I reckon probably it makes sense for Ray to lead.
Yeah. Maybe Ray's just taking that slight
Couple of feet, if any. Yeah.
And I think... So, Ray, you get the view of this kid kind of coming out, sort of unfolding himself. Like tall, skinny kids. He's got long, dark hair, pale face. And he goes, I'm really sorry, I was just waiting for Angelica. I was hoping she'd be here. She's not back yet. Sorry, I got spooked. I thought these people were social workers or something.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Sarah. What's going on?
And as he says that, and his focus is on that, Erik, you look down at the other end, and there's just the shadows at the end there. There's a bit of rubbish and a couple of old bins there. And a person gets up out from behind the bin and slides behind the fencing.
And that's from the end of the alley that we've come from?
Out.
Or...
At the end of this alley that you're on. So one more house down.
So like a sort of dead end in the alleyway blocked by this
they
thing.
sort of pull the fencing back and they sort of...
What does the figure look like? Does the figure emerging from the shed or the figure down at the alley look more like the figure I first glimpsed in the alley? Or is it hard to say?
This looks more like the first glimpse that you had. The deal.
Right.
This looks like the deal. This looks like your deal.
I think having been talked... If you don't think this is unreasonable, I think having been talked down a little bit by Ray, I no longer feel that immediate imperative. But I'm definitely logging that.
I agree.
And I maybe just watch to see... So this person just slipped the other side of the fence, right? So I can't see where they've gone.
Yeah. They've apparently left the alleyway.
I think maybe this ship has sailed.
Does that lead on to gardens or
particular
houses? Or...
I am thinking that I ought to probably get to A&E to get my foot checked out.
Yeah.
Well, actually, would it be reasonable for me to take my shoe off, have a look? Like, I don't know whether one of us has still got the needle, and like, I don't know whether you'd let me do a a first aid check to see whether it looks like it is like a nasty cut that might have, or whether it's just a sort of scrape, and probably I'd be all right.
Are you going to do that standing there in the entrance to the alleyway, or do you want to?
I think I maybe will. Yeah. I think it's pressing on my mind a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's a moment. I mean, maybe you see that pub table in the corner there with the chairs. Maybe that's tempting you in to sit down
in the yard. Fine.
Yard.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sarah. Do you mind if I just sit down now? I've cut my foot on something. I just need to have a look at it.
What? Oh God! And a sort of hand goes up to her face.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I just need to have a little sit down.
Listen, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have come into the back garden, but I freaked out. I thought maybe Angelica was in trouble. I thought you were maybe in trouble.
No, we were worried about you. We thought maybe we didn't.
Sarah goes over to him and goes, Just get out. I'll talk to you later. And he goes, sure, yeah, call me. Yeah. So I'm really sorry, everyone. I didn't mean to fuck anything up. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's completely my fault.
He said, call me.
That's what he said. You all heard him.
I might be being thick here, but I heard them. So, do I know who Elliot is? I feel like I've missed that.
No idea. No clue.
Right.
Not been mentioned.
So that's just what we've heard him
All
being.
new. Yeah.
So I might be assuming that's the boyfriend or just a mate or whatever.
He says that he was trying to meet Angelica.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't heard that, but could I do it? Oh, sorry, I know. I've literally just said I want to sit down at the table.
Well, you're sitting down and doing that. I mean, like, yeah.
Could I do it? Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to do, and you can tell me what I can roll. Did
mechanical repair?
Did it seem like she was talking to this boy as if he was her daughter's boyfriend, or whether there was a slightly different relationship going on?
I think it was
like,
I think you're really onto something. It's like, it seems like she's talking to him in a way that is not 100% clear what the relationship exactly is in this moment.
Call me is a very weird thing to say to your girlfriend's mum.
Yeah, because the call me thing, yeah. I think that was my initial assumption, and then when we hear that, it's like, yeah.
Well, you're jumping to conclusions, guys. I mean,
yeah.
I think there's this weird impasse, and I think you sit down and you're analysing, Erik. So some kind of social observation role is good for you. Psychology?
Psychology would be the one, I think.
I can give you an insight rather than as to whether anyone's telling the truth or not. But I think, Alicia, you've got the definite agency. I think Ray's a little bit behind the game because he's sort of come in and it's all chaos. But Alicia, if...
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Alicia, I'll give you a free spot hidden as well, Alicia.
Nice.
Little free bonus die roll.
With a bonus die, you say?
Catching up on something. No. It's a bonus roll.
Well, I get nothing from my psychology check, which I think is reasonable because I've got other things on my mind.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that I don't think there's something weird going on. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. I'm going to come back to you.
I've succeeded on my spot hidden.
Okay, you see Melinda just stuck away. You just see through the you see her through the window, perhaps in the kitchen, and then this cat jumps across, and then jumps across into the other yard, and that distracts everyone for a brief second. It's madness in here in this garden.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's obviously because our cat just attacked Jeany's computer. But Alicia, that kind of possibly slows you down, that information, but at the same time, I give you an opportunity to sort of do something. I'm going to come back to Erik and Ray.
Let me just clarify where everyone is right now. So, Melinda and Erik are inside?
No, Melinda's gone back inside.
Yeah.
Erik sat down just behind you to your right.
In the yard?
On the garden, in the garden furniture in the yard. Ray stood just behind you on your right. Yeah. I'd say Elliot's directly in front of you, sort of moving towards the garden gate, and Sarah's between you and the house, and the entrance to the house, and the shed's off to the left. It's dynamic scene. Go for your gun.
I think I say...
Go for your Norwich psychology gun.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause any sort of disruption. If you all had plans, did you have plans?
No, we didn't have plans. It's all right, Elliot.
No, don't feel like you have to go.
Yeah. I'll text Angelica. I'm really sorry. Your friends seem really nice. I'm really sorry. Say hi to Sean from me.
Hey, Where is Angelica? We'd love to meet her. We're friends of Sarah's.
Yeah, well, she's supposed to be back from school already, and if you haven't seen her, Elliot, I'm actually getting a bit worried. Why don't you go inside, Alicia? I'm making tea. Erik, what? She looks at your foot, and her face goes pale when she sees this needle that you've got in this clean dog shit bag.
I've still,
which is sort of maybe I was sort of imagining you'd given it
maybe
to
I've
Erik.
passed it to
I don't know,
Erik. Yeah,
and you'd kept it in your.
That makes sense.
And you sort of kept it maybe in your hand, but in
Souvenir.
your pocket or something, and like you're just being really careful with it, and making sure.
Well, I think if we're
test it in the lab,
we definitely
Exactly. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think you take that in as well, Alicia. And she goes, "Oh my God, what happened?" She's got one hand up, and then her other hand goes up, and I think then the guys, you realise, as the paleness of her hands against the paleness of her face, and this eye makeup has run. She's been crying, and on the right eye, she's clearly been punched, or ran into a door,
down the stairs,
or fell downstairs, or whatever her
Which
story is
does
going to be.
lend an element of credence to her story about David, but it could also be that she's mixed up with the wrong people. So
Elliot says, as you're thinking that, I'll see you later, Sarah. Miss Moore, Miss, and he just fucks it up and sort of lopes out as if he barely controls his body.
Elliot, saying no is cool. My impression of Alicia.
No, I'm fine, really, Sarah. I just need to have a look at this, just see how bad it is. But it doesn't hurt. It's just I just tripped in the alley and I sort of
you're probably fine then, Erik, because the famous things about microbes and viruses is they only go into really big holes, don't they? I don't actually. No, that's far too cutting. That's what I'm thinking in my head, and I sort of just go.
We've all seen Outbreak.
John Vinicor's head is in your foot.
Hey,
oh Christ!
Oh, I feel like there's something really important to say.
So this guy's just leaving. Are you letting him go? He's out in the alleyway now, but just double checking that
he's gone into the alleyway, so he's out of sight.
Yeah, he's fucking off.
I go, oh, I just forgot something from the car. 1 second, and I nip out into the alleyway.
Yeah, nice. Ray?
I think I follow, because in my head I was the last one in after, Erik went and sat down. So I was sort of in that hinterland. So I think I probably let Elliot pass by. But as Alicia says that, I might, as if I'm stepping into the alleyway to let her through.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
But actually, I'm sort of doubling up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you can see that he's sort of going down. He looks behind him and he looks a bit nervous. He doesn't say anything.
Sorry, Elliot, can I just ask you a question, please?
Oh, let me get my first aid kit, you hear from Sarah, who whirls around to head back in.
Oh, if you don't mind, that's very kind. I'm sure it won't be necessary.
I've got one in the bathroom.
Lovely, thanks.
You hear that, Alicia?
Yeah, I say to...
Good opportunity to approach.
Listen, we didn't mean to cause a fuss just there. We understand that was probably a bit intense, not our intention. We thought you might have been a drug dealer.
What? No, what? No, I'm Angelica's friend.
It's okay
I'm Angelica's
if you
friend.
were, because I think Erik wants to buy some drugs because he's got cancer.
Alicia.
Sorry, Erik.
No, listen, we're a bit worried about Sarah. Now, has there been any trouble? I mean, you've seen the shine that she's got.
I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble, guys.
No, neither do we, but Sarah's our friend.
I'm just a kid, really, guys. I'm just a kid. I mean, I know I look like I'm a man, but
And Angelica's your friend.
He doesn't really look like he's a man.
So you care about Angelica, you must care about her mother, so surely...
Something flashes across his eyes when you say that. Give us a psychology roll, you two.
Yeah.
Erik, give us a listen roll.
All right.
And Melinda Moody, you tell me, are you doing detective work, psychology, or are you going to do the super fast spot hidden?
Super fast spot hidden. Super fast.
Yeah.
So I've got a 17 on my 30.
A 17 on a 30 psychology for Ray West. No relation.
Yeah.
A fail for Alicia, who was gunning. I think This episode, I felt like Alicia was pulling ahead on points, guys. So it's an open field from
We
here.
all know who's dropping behind on points. He's failed his listen roll. It's not a fun boy, it's just a
Traditional fail.
Erik Bloodaxe.
class.
So, Alicia, there's a lot to read for you. Erik, you can hear these conversations, but Sarah's sort of calling to you.
I just want to look at my fucking.
Let's find out about it's just the numbers for now on Melinda's.
27 on the 35.
Ooh, perfect.
Yes.
When your hand goes underneath the bed, it comes back, and there's drug paraphernalia,
Drug paraphernalia.
including a little packet of needles that just rolls, and you see your hand was that close to it,
Oh God. Okay.
but you sort of elegantly, without really touching anything, sort of scooch it back.
Okay.
But you do find a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does it say?
Which
Picture of a bumhole.
it says
The Rizzler.
it says 2 p.m. Stacy, Dr. Rentham,
Yep.
callback name for some of you.
Yeah.
Dr. Rentham, Nelson Ward.
Okay.
Check your real face.
Nice.
It was sort of scrumpled up in the corner. Boxes look like they haven't been opened. It looks like they moved in, and they've been there for some time. Mm-hmm. Everything of value is gone. There's nothing of value in this room.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
There are a couple of occult books, you see,
Okay.
but they are nothing. They are nothing beyond the sort of things that you were reading at university.
Mm-hmm.
I think possibly the one that's downturned.
Necronomicon.
It's open. Yeah, exactly. The book, which is by the bed, is a critique of the Golden Bough, and it's been sort of bent back. And the page that she was looking at, you glance at it very quickly, and it says, "Considering the nature of Odin, a response could only be that he would send one of his ravens, and he chose, of course, memory.
Could you hook me up today?
Okay.
But there's no time to read further."
Okay.
I'll be right behind you, Josephine. I won't leave you waiting in between. And the cigarette you bummed from me is almost burning out. You suck it till your fingers burn and then you throw it on the ground. I'll be right behind you, Josephine. Even after everything we've seen in this sterile room with blinding lights.
Alicia, you're baffled. You just can't quite read him, and there's so much going on. And but I think Ray just takes a tiny step forward. You did pass, right, Ray?
Yeah, it was 2 off a hard. I was thinking about spending the luck if you think it might help.
No, I think in the spirit of the previous one off an extreme.
Yes,
I'll give you I'll give you everything, basically. It's the situation is he is desperately trying to get out of there. You don't buy for a minute that he isn't involved in drugs in some way.
Sure. Yeah.
But he's not acting with malice. He's just trying to get away. And he seems like a kid.
Right.
Yeah, there's a sort of...
So there's an innocence. There's an innocence to it.
You think he's probably...
Even if he is, yeah.
Gateway level stuff. Maybe uppers and downers, maybe you're thinking?
Yeah, and I think when I was his age, I was a bit of a grunger. I had long, sort of matted hair and, for a while, and I dabbled, more than dabbled at times, pills and all sorts. But, so, I've got nothing against the kid. So if I get that impression that he is just trying to get out of there because he's shaken and there's nothing, he's not off to inform on us or anything like that, I think I'll say, listen, pal, just tell us this. We'll let you go off, obviously, but is there anyone that's been, beating up on Sarah?
What?
We won't mention your name.
Takes a couple of steps
It's
back.
just she's got a shiner.
He glances over his shoulders, and you can tell he's thinking about making a run for it, but...
Yeah. You don't have to run, mate. We're not going to chase you. You can run if you want, but if you care about her daughter or her, just let us know, man, because we won't mention you, but she's in a bad way, isn't she? And we don't want her to get hurt any more than she is.
Alicia, do you say anything? Or do you just let this one...
I think I say...
Stay with Ray for now.
No, I do say... Ray's right. We've got everyone's best interest at heart. We don't want to see anyone get hurt. And I presume Angelica's quite important to you?
Yeah.
I think what I love about the combined effort of Alicia stepping in is I can't tell if it's persuade or an intimidate.
Yeah, I know. We don't want anyone to get hurt, do we?
Yeah.
Let me tell you that if in doubt, it's an intimidate.
I think. I think. What's your better role here? Is it an intimidate?
Absolutely.
From Alicia, or is it something like a persuade from you, Ray? Would a persuade work for you, or were you more, or were you charming?
Where's my social skills? I don't think I've got anything in psychology's. I don't really have any social skills.
You work in IT, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
If you work in IT, you don't have social skills.
Social skills.
They're the rules, right?
I'm quite sort of logical, and I can make a good argument if I'm given time, but I don't really have any.
I think,
you know.
I think the coolness of that adds to the intimidate.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to give you a bonus die for your intimidate roll.
Me?
Yeah, Alicia.
Fantastic.
Because it started off as good cop, and then you came in with ambiguous cop.
Oh, the old good cop, ambiguous cop.
yeah.
That clearly means no one's going to hurt you. He goes, hurt me. He says, hurt me. And he sort of stumbles into a bin bag as he says it.
Well, I've failed, even on the bonus die. However,
interesting.
I'm going to push it. And what I do is I initially am just very neutral, and then I notice the sort of flicker of like, oh, I might be able to squeeze something out of him here.
Yeah.
Grab him by the balls.
I really just wanted to know how close he was to Angelica, but now I think he might tell me more if I put the frighteners on him. And I remember the brilliant deal I made last year
with Satan,
with Mr. Angelopoulos. Mr. Angelopoulos, a notorious
of Angel Street,
the terror of the antique East Coast. He never shifts on price. And he's always gouging people. But I got him down on this Victorian standing lamp by just browbeating him, and
with the Victorian standing lamp.
Yeah, and I imagine I'm getting this out of the inscrutable Mr. Angelopoulos, and I go back to that moment in time, and I steel myself, and I say something like, "Don't worry, you're not going to get hurt. If you help us, no one's going to get hurt."
Oh, God. And he sort of...
Especially Angelica.
He stumbles a bit backwards, even further. It's like he's on the edge of falling now. And that's the pushed roll. I mean, sorry, I love it so much. It's such a great... Also, the inscrutable Mr. Angelopoulos is going to be a short story. And that's why it's a pass.
He's up there with the ineffable hip.
The ineffable hypness and the inscrutable Angelopoulos.
Inscrutable Mr.
Just much harder to say.
Yeah.
They didn't make an audiobook of that one. No one knows why.
He goes, I'll tell you what I know. I'll tell you everything. As he falls over in the alleyway and needles fly up everywhere, but none of them go in any of you.
Fucking hell. Needle fondue.
Mine this one day and hers on Tuesday.
Erik, you stand up with all of your senses aroused.
Oh.
The hair on your forearms stands up. And you hear something over in the shed. Something large.
What? Without a listen roll, I just...
That's what you hear.
Experience.
But we're going to spend 8 minutes with Melinda Moody. So I'll come back to you.
Oh no.
Whether she likes it or not.
Whether she likes it or whether she wants it.
I know.
We're not that kind of show, guys. If you'd like to step away.
Who wants it? Who fucking wants it?
I was going to say, we're back at that romantic dinner again.
Who wants it?
Who wants it?
Who wants it?
I do.
Fucking have the lot of you cunts.
It was very good. Fucker. Can't cut that. Oh dear, I'm actually crying.
Don't cut any of it.
Oh dear. Oh, really got me. So, modern fucking scenarios, man. They're a fucking nightmare. You're there.
I'm there.
You've got this piece of paper in your hand, but you just can't resist. There's this wardrobe there, and you've opened the doors, but you haven't just quite checked the back. There's a box there, and you think, and you look at the door, and you think, no, I can't hear anything. No one's up. This is brilliant. Maybe you
put all her clothes on.
Maybe you even hear the words, "I've got a first aid kit in the bathroom." You think, I've got fucking just enough time. And you get there, and you stick your hand in, and you go into the box, and it's the heart. But it's not petrified. You pull it out instinctively, and there are these nails in it, these seals on it.
Oh my god.
This spell component
Yeah.
that is dried and shriveled and is on your person. But it's this sheep's heart that was used for the counteracting of spells. And it is in your hand.
Fresh.
Fresh.
Oh.
Sweet. Smells like opium.
Bleeding.
Little pulse of blood, maybe. Wait, are you saying that you think it might be... Da-dum. Da-dum.
Oh no.
Da-dum.
It's beating.
Da-dum. Is it beating?
It's beating in my hand. This sheep's heart is beating, and every beat squeezes a little few drops of blood out.
And it's going down your wrist. It's running down...
Dripping down my capacious cardigan sleeve. I'll never get that out.
You'll never get that out.
And you feel it running down the length of your arm, and then you feel it running up your arm. You feel it running up the length of your bicep, over your clavicle, then down your clavicle, across your bosom, towards your heart.
Oh my god. And now it's beating the same beat rhythm of my own heart. And now I don't know where the heart in my hand ends and my own hand and skin and heartbeat begin. It's like the heart's become a part of my hand. It's become a part of my body.
Fuck that.
And I find myself rocking and sort of bringing the heart closer and closer, pulling my hand closer and closer towards my chest, towards my own heart.
Could you give me a power roll?
Yep. Oh, it's a 61 on a 60.
I would allow you to spend some luck on that if you wanted.
Yeah, I think I will. I'll spend the...
I think it might be a good idea.
I fucking would. 1 point, if it's 1 point.
Okay. Am I rolling both dice again?
No. So, as a pass,
Yes.
would you like to test the reality of this moment? Would you like to see if you think this is real? It's a choice. You don't have to.
Yes.
It means you have to roll against your intelligence. And if you pass, you will have to make a sanity roll.
Yes.
Because you will realise that this is potentially an illusion, or you'll realise it's real, in which case...
but
it's a sanity roll either way.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. It might give you a grounding in...
I've failed the roll. 59 on 45.
Oh yeah, that low intelligence, that's burning, isn't it? She's hedonistic. She's intuitive, sensing and intuiting.
She's not wildly bright.
It's not about intellect. It's not about cool thinking. Yeah, so you feel this kind of will trying to push this heart towards yours, but you feel your own will pushing back, and you realise that you have control over it, and you hear footsteps on the stairs, and you hear this little voice going, "Mummy, I think that woman's in your room."
Oh, bloody kids!
You have in your hands a teddy bear.
Oh.
Could you give me a sanity roll?
Oh, God.
But I should reassure you that because you've rolled to see if this is real or not, any sand loss will be
reduced because you're trying to ground yourself in a reality.
Okay.
That makes sense according to your occult experience and according to your occult practices.
Oh, shit.
So there is a value to trying to sort of test to see whether this thing is hallucinatory or not, even if you do fail.
Cool.
Rather than it just being a SAN roll either way, and it doesn't really make any difference. By pushing to understand whether a thing is real or not, you do gain some kind of insight as to the forces that may be affecting you.
Okay, got it.
I shouldn't say any more. But anyway, this teddy bear is in your hands.
Oh, it's one of those Care Bears with the heart on it. Yeah, I see how that happened.
Love a lot.
It's a love a lot.
I've passed 42 on a 59.
Nice.
Love a lot.
In which case, I would say that you only lose 1 sanity.
Thank the actual Lord.
And I don't think you have to have an involuntary action for that. But this is deeply disturbing.
Yes. Horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I dropped the teddy immediately on the floor.
Yeah.
And kick it underneath the wardrobe or kick it to the side of the wardrobe. Just get it away.
Nice.
If I'm rubbing my hands sort of compulsively, trying to get the feel of that blood off.
Out.
Are you going to stay in the room, or are you going to... There's this sort of...
I think I've been rumbled by the kid. It's too late. So I think I'll move to the doorway of the room to try to leave.
Well, I assumed you closed the door behind you in a sort of bid to cover your tracks. Classic journalistic training.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think now that I've been rumbled, I think fess up. Yeah. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
So I'm holding the piece of paper in my hand.
Right.
And I'm going to go and open the door of the bedroom.
Yeah.
As if to go downstairs and ask Sarah what this is all about.
Yeah. So she's in the hall. She's in the hallway, and you see Sean kind of go back into. Actually, no, you see Sean kind of run past and go back downstairs, and she just shoots daggers at you with her eyes and goes, "I have to get a first aid kit. Eric's hurt himself." And she goes into the bathroom, which is directly opposite. You realise, and that's the house. You've got the house now. She goes into the bathroom and she slams the door shut. I'd point out that the door to Angelica and Sean's room is open as you stand there.
Oh, I think I'll have a little look-see.
It's raiding the place.
Why the fuck not?
Are you going to do your psychology, or are you going to do your...
Tomb Raider.
Oh, I think we'll roll psychology.
Or are you going to do spot hidden?
I think psychology. If I can't get in and get my hands dirty, I think we'll just have a little...
Well, you could do it. I mean, it's up to you.
But Sean's in there. Oh no, he's gone downstairs.
No, Sean's gone downstairs.
Oh right, okay. All right, well then spot hidden.
Yeah, fuck it.
This woman's awful. Oh, it's terrible. It's a 98 on a 35.
Fumble.
Massive fumble.
Brilliant. You find what you're looking for. You find a little locked box in the bottom of her wardrobe. And I think you're so excited, you steal it.
How little is the box? What are we
it's
talking?
like this big. Like this big.
The size
not even
of
the
a
size,
book.
not even the size of a shoebox. Yeah, like the size of a...
The size of a shoebox.
No, not even the size of a shoebox. Like the size of a
not
book.
even.
Perfect.
The size of a brick?
You could put it in your... A little bit small, not as tall as a brick. Slightly lower
Okay.
than a brick.
Does it go
locked
into my
box.
capacious cardigan? Where I keep all
I tell you what it
things.
is. In fact, I know exactly what it is. It's one of those little cash boxes.
Ah, yeah.
You know, the
okay.
kind of little
For
metal
a
cash
raffle.
boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the most middle-class reference I think I've ever made. Oh,
But
like
then
for a
there's-
raffle.
For a raffle.
It's perfect. It's a perfect reference.
Very good. And I pop that into one of the pockets of my capacious cardigan.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, great.
And I think-
and as
Which must by now be dragging along the floor. Just rustling and clanking.
there's a first aid kit in that cardigan, if only Sarah had known. And has that feeling of I've missed something, has that now lifted? This is the thing that I was...
Both the feeling of something is lifted, and I came here to get something.
A treasure.
And I've now...
It's all resolved
Okay, good.
in that moment.
Very good. I
And I
head
think
back downstairs.
Yeah, exactly. You get to, and she's coming out of the bathroom, and you go down in front of her, and she sort of looks nervously. You can even catch her look nervously towards the door, and she goes and closes the bedroom door, I think, and then she comes downstairs after you into the kitchen, and finds you sipping a cup of sugary tea. Let's see if they get to the kitchen.
Yeah, fuck.
So, all right, yeah, look, two guys. There's a guy who comes all the time, David, I think. David. I mean, he's like, I don't know, I mean, it's like Angelica really likes him. I keep telling him that he's too old for her, but I keep telling her. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him, obviously.
Yeah.
Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Look, I can.
So there's something going on
drugs
between
for your
him
friend. I can get
Angelica.
you some. I've got amphetamines. I can.
We're
get
not
some speed
interested
and
in the
get some-
amphetamines.
What? Got some good dope. Really
we're
good dope.
interested in the interpersonal relationships that's going on around Sarah's life.
All right.
Speak for yourself.
I thought you might be friends with that other guy.
Which guy?
What? Which other
The
guy?
wooden panelling on the shed starts to move, like swells on one side and then pops back again, eerily reminding you of the way in which that figure lifted the panelling at the end and left. Listen, I don't want to get into any trouble. I like Sarah. I really do. Sometimes she buys stuff from me, and sometimes
You're not going to be in any trouble. So she'll buy stuff from you.
she won't. No,
And
she
this David
won't.
fella.
Shit.
He's.
Fuck, it's all over. Shit.
She's
such a good buyer.
It's all
She's
over,
such
mate.
a good
You can
buyer.
tell us.
And then I'll get into
No
trouble.
one's going to get into trouble. It's okay.
Hey.
No, not with you. I have to sell it for them. Shit.
Right. Who's pressuring you into doing it? Because there's ways out of this, mate.
No, you two can't deal with them. Why, you social work?
Well, we might not have to. Listen, we can. There's other things. You into video games? I work at IGN. I could get you an internship.
His eyes glow.
Hang on.
Stars begin to form above him.
So,
In his mind's eye, at least.
Let's wait a minute. Yes, we'll sort out.
well, I'm just saying.
We'll look, I can help with your CV. If you ever need to do some work experience in an antique shop in Lowestoft, I can give you my card, and I get my card out.
It's no offence, Alicia. I think my offer was slightly more preferable. But that's
Two good offers.
The stars in his eyes dissipate in like punctured balloons.
turn into gravel.
And he says, Lowestoft. Oh, God. Is that where that guy's from? The big guy who came around the other day?
Is this David?
What, David, you mean?
No. This guy's... He's fucking big. Like David's... No. This guy's fat, but he's got muscles.
Hang on, slow down. I'm trying to catch up here.
How big are we talking?
He's new.
I don't know what IGN is, but...
They shouted at each other.
Wait a minute, slow down. You've taken too much speed.
I think he might have hit her.
So, Alicia, I think I'm getting this. So, David, he comes round. He's got an unhealthy obsession, it sounds like, with Angelica. Now, that's one thing. Thank you for telling us. I'd be worried if I were you too. Now, the other thing is, she's clearly buying. And I understand you're in a position where you're forced to sell to good customers. That's not what we're here to judge. But someone else has come round recently. Big fella. Is he one of the people that's making you sell?
No, I've never met him.
He's the one who battered her.
I don't think I've ever seen him before. I think he must have hit her. Yeah.
But you think...
Did you hear any conversation they had, or has she told you what they've talked about?
I heard shouting, I think.
Any words?
Something.
Think, Elliot, think. This could be really important.
I think maybe he's called Nathan. I don't know.
Fantastic.
I think maybe she shouted Nathan.
Nathan.
Right. Okay, we've got a lead. This is great.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Elliot, you're doing really well. We're really pleased with you.
Okay.
Hold on. And can I just go on my social media?
Yeah.
Quickly.
Get your phone out.
And can I look up Nathan Held, who was one of our group?
Yeah. You mean the big guy at all?
Yeah. Well, I'm just suddenly making that connection, but I want to show him a photo.
He was big back then. Yeah. You're going to go back. Yeah. So you scroll through.
And I want to pull up a photo, because I imagine I'll have him on Instagram or something, or Facebook, and I'll...
Yeah. He sort of flinches and goes, yeah, that's him. I mean, like, maybe... he looks quite nice there, but he didn't...
Right.
I don't think he was very nice the other day.
No. Okay, thank you. Well, we know him. We knew him, anyway. So we can help.
the shed door starts to bang slightly. You sort of snap out of the transfixed nature of it.
Yeah.
The swelling stops, and the banging stops.
I think I will have gone to investigate by now.
Well, you were in a hypnotic gaze, I think.
Oh, I see. Well, then I wouldn't have done.
But now you could go to investigate.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
With my, I think just madly, with my, one bare foot and my shoe in my hand, like a makeshift weapon.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, I've already named it a loafer, so it doesn't have much of a heel. That's a shame I didn't say brogue. It would have been a brogue as well.
And you didn't say Cuban brogue.
Stiletto.
I mean, I said Italian leather, so I mean, it could have a little heel, right? I mean, like, it's an Italian shoe. They all have heels, right?
Yeah, and I said it was made by Grensham. It wouldn't have been a loafer. I think it is a brogue. I think I said the wrong word. It's a brogue. It's got a heel.
Pretty sure an Italian gentleman.
Sergio Giorgini.
That's what we can fix that in post, man. Don't worry.
I mean, it's
they didn't.
Probably the difference between being a D3 and a D4, maybe.
Is it a brofa? A loga?
A luga. It's a luga. It's a luga.
Loga. It's a Sergio Giorgini logo.
Or is it maybe, Dom? It's a loigor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A liger.
A loigle.
It's a liger. I go towards the shed with my pet liger and my luga and my loga.
The most violent Dr. Zeus book of all time.
A zebra. No, not a zebra. A donkey. No.
A zonkey?
A donkey and a zebra run across. No, they don't.
No.
It's hard enough.
I approach the shed with my very weighty shoe.
Yeah. So you get to that classic 2 yards where it could almost be useful, but you're just that little bit too far away, and you hear this cracking sound at the base, and one of the panels starts to break up, and these fingers start to come out underneath the panel. These long, pale, dirt under the nails, broken nails, long fingers break out underneath. And it starts to reach out under, and you hear this.
I hit it like you would hit a spider with the heel of your shoe, just on instinct. I whack it as hard as I can.
Yeah, can you give me a Santi roll as you do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's no reason why I would hit a hand, except...
No, it's every good reason. Every good reason.
Here we go. No, that's a fail.
Yeah.
Obviously.
This, I mean,
91.
of course you fucking go for it. You swing for it. Give me a brawl roll to see what kind of damage you do on this hand.
So I'll just roll my brawl, and then we can talk about whether I get any sort of extra damage from my shoe. Seems unlikely.
I think it's an improvised weapon.
I have passed my brawl roll. Just a regular success.
Yeah, so normally you'd get your 1d3.
That's it, yeah.
But I think this is an improvised weapon, so I'll give you 1d4.
Yes, that's what I was hoping.
Yeah. And of course you put the syringe back into it, didn't you? So fucking...
I didn't think I thought that far ahead, but... Wow, it's a 4. That's a lot of damage to do with a shoe on a hand.
And you obliterate this hand, like bits of gore and blood. It's like it's clear it's a rotten hand has come out. It's by the way, it's much larger than normal. I mean, it's twice the size a hand should be. You obliterate it, and underneath you see this vein running. It's the left hand, you notice. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
It's the left hand, and there's this vein running from the centre of it. There's just bone now. It's this thing kind of, it's sort of flopping a bit like a dead fish.
Oh, God.
And there's this thick, black, red, crimson vein leading back up under the door. And you can see blood running back up out of the, like, totally illogically back up into the shed. And you can hear this dum-dum, dum-dum, dum-dum of the... And then you hear this... Erik. Help me. Help me, Erik. Help me, Erik. Help me, please. Help me.
Dear.
They've got me trapped here, Erik. Please. They're doing awful things to me, Erik. Awful things. And then there's this sort of guttural... And this sort of switches. It switches language. And it's sort of you're trying to track it, and there's sort of words coming, and then you realise it isn't. It's sort of not just demonic cant. It's something. It's like
Irish.
It could be Irish, Gaelic. It could be.
I mean,
it could be
Welsh.
Is that?
I have
Welsh. Could it be?
I have a number of questions.
Dutch.
Oh.
And then the hand pulls back and bursts into flames, and the shed explodes into flames. And you blink and you open your eyes, and it's perfectly normal. But you do lose 1d3 sanity for that.
1d3. Okie dokie.
Holy shit.
Because you failed your sanity roll.
Well, I mean, what do you think it is?
It's the 3.
Of course it is.
4 damage, 3 sanity. So now you've lost 4.
I've lost 4 now.
Yeah. And that's 3 in a row, so I think that is an involuntary action.
Yeah.
But you have so many questions that you wanted to ask. Were they Dan questions?
Well, they were, yeah. But I think knowing how bad my sanity damage was, I think, like, I was interested in maybe seeing whether I had any knowledge of what this demonic language was with my occult skill. I was wondering whether I recognised the voice that was saying, "Help me, Erik." But I think with that kind of sanity loss, probably I'm not aware. I'm not able to process any of that.
No, give me an occult roll. I like it.
That's really kind of you.
While he's rolling that, Alicia, this guy goes, "I just want to get out of here. Just, please let me go." And he's saying it to you. Like, raise the muscle, but, like, you're the brains. No offence meant, Ray.
No.
We're just trying to get a complete picture of the situation here because it's really confusing and complicated.
I don't like that guy. Nathan, whatever the fuck his name is. This guy.
No.
I don't want to meet him. I'm not going to come back, I promise. I won't bother them ever again. Please let me go.
How often does David come round?
He does hesitate there. How was your occult roll? Back over at Shed Hell.
It was a regular success, and I'm actually willing to spend quite a bit of luck if a hard success would be useful.
How much luck are we talking?
11 points would make it a hard.
Nah, don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you were pretty sure it was Dutch.
Dutch?
You know someone who speaks Dutch?
Yeah, I think I do, don't I? Is it contemporary modern Dutch, or like old?
Maybe that was the thing you were struggling with. Maybe it's a bit older.
Now, do I Dan know who the person is who speaks Dutch? Let me see. John Vinegar?
You don't know.
No,
it wasn't John. It was
Nathan.
Who you were thinking you might be earlier this morning.
Maggie Stern.
Maggie, yeah. She was over in the lowlands when she couldn't get to the...
That's why she couldn't get to the reunion.
Yeah. Seriously, I've got nothing else I can tell you. I can't... I've given you everything I can. Look, you can have my copy of George Lucas's best-selling Monkey Island.
Oh, it's all right, mate. I got a promo copy. There's a remake coming out soon. Well, it's a cross-title with Sea of Thieves, but even so. No, thanks for your help.
I'm not sure about the artwork, to be honest. I don't know why. That seems really sniffy of me.
Too cartoony. I prefer the
too
point
abstract.
And,
I don't know.
click.
It's just complicated for me.
Yeah.
No, but seriously,
I know what you mean.
Seriously, you might be able to get something more out of me. I don't know. But
right.
I think I've given you everything I can tell you.
I mean, I'm not looking to intimidate, but I think I'll say, like...
It's a bit late for that, mate.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't to know that my actions would be used in a bonus sort of role by someone else, but... That
is a good point, man. No, I think that he's just very nervous, and this is his way of trying to get out.
Yeah.
I think you also maybe do pick up on a bit of that. It's like it's a bit of a performance.
Totally.
He doesn't actually feel that he's now physically threatened.
Yeah. And did he answer Alicia when she asked, how often does David come round? Because I think that was the last question that was directly asked.
Oh yeah, good fucking point. Sorry, Danann.
Yeah.
Point.
So, but I think Ray might pick up on the fact he hasn't.
I've not told you everything I can. I've not told you everything I can. Like he comes by once a week. He used to come by more. It's like recently, not so much.
Right.
Since Nathan turned up.
Right.
She goes out to him. No, that's new. That's like last week.
When you say she goes out to him, do you mean she goes to David's house, or he pulls up and she goes in his car, or what?
I don't see that happening.
Hang on a minute. Sorry, you might have to be involved in this conversation, Elliot, because you might be able to cast some light on what I'm about to ask Ray. Ray.
Okay.
Do you not think it odd that so David's interest is coming around to see Angelica, not Sarah? What was all that stuff Sarah said about him trying to take Sean away? Do you know anything about this, Elliot?
What? No.
Sarah told us that she's scared of David because he's trying to take Sean away from her, because she was saying that Sean is actually... Well, I really shouldn't tell you this, but we've got to get to the bottom of it. Sean is actually David's son.
Right. Wow.
Does that make sense to you?
That's fucked up, man.
It's really fucked up, man.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they've been together for a while, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
even more fucked up.
I've only known her for a few years. I mean, I just come around every now and then, and she's a good buyer.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know, has Angelica ever mentioned her father?
No. I guess, maybe she's implied her mum slept around a bit.
With what? With what? I mean, with who?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know where that... I didn't know until that.
I guess, guys, I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe girls as well. I don't know. She was young and she was good looking, like Angelica is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was mad back in the 60s, like when you were alive. I mean, when you were young, right?
What?
Yeah, all right, mate.
Sorry, is it 70s? I don't know. I mean, how old are you? Guys in your 50s, right?
Fucking cheeky cunt.
Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Right. Okay.
I mean, you're obviously about 50, but I mean, this guy here, you work out, right? So what?
Listen, let's keep that to ourselves. Anyway, so
do you do yoga or something? Because you're really... I can see you're loose. You're really
I do actually.
Limbo.
And you should get into it.
Yeah, I should.
The last 8 years of my life, my chakras were clogged. But I tell you what, get the right yogi. We're getting off topic here. You're trying to distract me. Right.
My chakras were clogged.
The thing is, they were.
Speaking of the Dutch.
I don't know why I'm talking to you. You're not even here. But
amen.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, yeah. Right. Let's get into this. Right, you've told us a lot there, and thank you. And you're right, it is sinister and it is fucked up, especially if David is now, it sounds like, having an inappropriate relationship with Angelica, or trying to. Now, do you know, I know this is a hard question, especially for a friend, do you know if they've slept together?
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm sorry, but you were saying let's come out with it all, so let's come out with it all. She won't get into trouble, and neither will you.
The reaction from the three sandals.
Yeah. The involuntary action. So I think
Oh yeah.
What I would like to do, but
close the shed down.
It's a bit too logical. Is run to the shed and sort of ransack it. I think actually that's absolutely not what I do. I think I fall to my hands and knees on the floor, and like a poor, unfortunate homeless person looking for a fag butt that maybe's got a little bit left, I am scouring the yard for a needle that has not been completely emptied, or like a little baggie of something. This has been such
a hidden stash. You're looking for the stash.
Yeah, a hidden stash, or just something left over. Anything that's got to take the edge off whatever the fuck I've been experiencing all day long, and it's been getting worse. It's got to be the illness, although it's been recently diagnosed and they said it hadn't progressed. It's clearly progressed.
It's got to your
mind or something.
And
I just need something to take the edge off. So I'm on my hands and knees. If anyone could see me, I look as insane or more insane than I am, scratching around looking for anything like the end of a spliff, or a bit of a needle, or a little baggie, or anything at all.
Yeah.
Nice, wonderful, great image of a man in a... Are you wearing... I feel like you're still wearing a suit.
Yeah.
With only one shoe, of course, on. Yeah, you've got one shoe in your hand still.
Yeah, and one shoe.
Makes it so much more.
Which, of course, is not covered in gore, as you'd hoped it would be.
No.
Yeah, so you're looking around. Could you give me a luck roll?
Fuck.
While you're there.
Oh, I don't know what a success looks like, really, for this.
God.
Don't know whether I want to... I think I probably want to fail this roll, don't I? I'm not sure.
I think I know what happens on a fumble.
Well, it's not a fumble, you'll be pleased to know. It's a hard success.
A hard success.
25 on a 50.
I think as you're scrabbling around, you overhear this. You hear, what was it, Nathan Held. It just sort of gets into your consciousness, and I think you pause, and by the time you get up and kind of you just can't resist looking, if it's all right with you. So sort of, you cast your eyes back into the kitchen. You come to yourself. You obviously feel like you're a bit of a fool, or you're a foolish figure at this particular point. But you see the two women inside storm into the kitchen, and there's a real humdinger of a conversation is starting.
Ding dong.
Pretty low, hard words being exchanged. But you just so close to the gate, you just stick your head out, and.
Still on all fours.
Yeah. And you stick your head out. And Alicia, I think because you're the lead interrogator, you don't notice. But Ray, you just become conscious that something weird has happened. You hear this sort of shuffle behind you. And maybe, and you know what it is? You've been very focused as well. Yeah. But Rahman kind of licks at your face and goes, and sort of looks like he's trying to get out behind you, which is odd because that usually means like something's happened. He's recognised a friend or something. And Rahman draws your attention to on all fours about 10 yards back. Your old university friend Erik Wilson has just kind of come out into the alleyway and is looking at you as if he's sort of responding to a natural cue.
Pale, clammy face, receding hairline, mud on his knees and his hands.
Sweating.
Why?
Profusely. And Alicia gets, and all three of you here, look, like, David comes around every week. This guy's new. I don't know who her dad is. What I do know is that, I don't know, they're into weird books and shit. And I think they have, I think they've done it. And he does look genuinely upset about that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Elliot. Thank you.
Can I go now?
Oh God.
Here. And he.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
And he does this. He goes, here, take it. And he throws 3 packets up in the air. 2 of which hit Alicia and Ray. And the third one just goes sailing through the air. And lands in front, about 5 yards away from Erik. It's like little blue pills.
Valleys, maybe. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Viagra?
Elliot, does he run off as he does that, babe? Oh.
Well, no, he's turning to go. He's getting himself back up again. He's turning to go. So you can carry on.
Listen, mate, I don't need these. You need to keep these and give them back to whoever's telling you to sell, because I don't want you being...
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Right. Well, listen, can I give you my number, at least? So if you think of anything else...
No, man, no. Look, no offence meant, but fuck off. No.
Right. Okay, none taken.
And he puts his hands in his pockets, and he starts sort of... Now he's fallen back into the mode that you first saw him at the corner. And he just kind of goes sloping up the alleyway.
Yeah.
Wait, one question. Were you at the cinema bar earlier?
He does stop and turns and looks over his shoulder at you and he goes, what are you talking about?
I saw someone who looked just like you in the cinema bar. But it was weird. It was like they just disappeared. Was it you?
No.
Oh, fuck.
He turns and walks ahead and just kind of keeps walking. And he goes past the T junction to turn right, back the way you came. But he goes straight forward.
Yeah.
But Alicia...
I mean...
As soon as he's gone, I turn to Ray and go, we need to phone the police on him.
I don't think we do.
Well, that's what you think. That's what you're thinking. But as he passes the right-hand turn, some double of his self turns out of him and walks down the alleyway.
You what?
Well,
Oh, fuck.
do we both see that?
Do we all see that?
All three of you see that.
My hand is on the bag as I see it.
Yeah. As you see it, your hand's on the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sanity, is it?
That's a sanity roll.
Thought it might.
There's no way it could be two people crossing. It comes out of him. Well, we'll see how the sanity roll goes.
I'll give all of you the opportunity to. You can do this right at this stage. You can test. I keep getting the phrase wrong. It's not test your reality. It's
reality tests are just for if you're insane.
well.
Or should we see if
I'm going to give you the opportunity
sand loss
to
happens? Or...
test your reality.
Well, it's the same as a sanity roll.
I mean,
Okay.
essentially.
Okay. But it is like, I was feeling very lucid until I saw that ghostly scene.
That's a fail on my sanity roll.
61.
Mine's success.
Success.
For once.
Oh, a 61 on a 60 sanity.
Oh, bad luck.
I think that perhaps the most alarming thing is that all three of you react. So unfortunately, that is going to be a D3 again, which I'm sorry for Dan, because it's intense now for Dan.
Well, it's all right. It's got to be a fifth in a day, right? I'm still quite a way off.
Right? Yeah, he's quite.
I succeeded.
Yeah.
Do I?
So you.
Do I take?
Let me just double check. Yeah. It is one sand, Alicia, because it's just utterly disturbing to see an identical version of him just walk away from him down the.
So there's that one sand for Dom, but a D3 for me and Danann.
Yeah.
So I rolled a d6, got a 1.
And how did you do, Dan?
I got a 2, which is also a 1.
Well, nice, good. So everybody loses one sand.
Yeah.
I think the most horrifying aspect of it is that you all kind of have this moment of going, I don't know what it is that gives it away for Alicia, maybe, but I think the two of you see Alicia's reaction.
Yeah. And then...
And, well, I mean, Erik, you see, so I think maybe there's a sense of ramen...
There's a sense of ramen. It's like an umami in the air.
Ramen does not react. And Alicia, I think because you passed, you gain the insight that that's a hallucination, right? You just hallucinated.
Yeah.
I turn to the others and I go, "Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
They are, I mean, they are ashen faced.
Yes. I fucking saw it.
And my involuntary action is I was going to take one of these, have a little taste. I'd take a handful, not a huge handful.
The bag.
4. Take 4 of these pills, shove them in my mouth, start chewing them. 4.
And I would have tried to stop him, but I think because I've just lost the sanity, I wouldn't be quick enough. It's like I'm still in shock.
I like that. Yeah, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
Well, I lean down to both of you as you do this and I go, "Right, so we all saw it, but listen, I know what you thought you saw. That was a hallucination. I know it's weird that we've all hallucinated it, but you've got to believe me, I can tell that was a hallucination. And what worries me about that, the implication of that is we've been fucking drugged at some point."
He says, chewing.
Oh, Erik, for fuck's sake. Oh, Christ.
So
think.
Right, that's enough. And I want to snatch the bag out of his hand after he's already had 4. But I want to try and grab the bag.
Dan,
Let him have the drugs, he's got cancer.
Dan,
Oh, he's already had 4 or something.
I'm not au fait enough with street drugs, Dan. Full. I feel like so poorly prepared.
Probably just...
Me neither.
When you said blue, I
Me
assumed
neither. I don't know what you...
Valleys.
I don't know what...
So I'm going to say you've got a 50-50. These are uppers or downers.
Probably just Skittles.
You've just taken 4 of the fuckers. So
A good friend of ours has just forwarded us a crib sheet, hasn't he, for drugs lifted from the Berlin
very good.
source book.
Oh, really?
Be a bit more specific, but
Right, we'll find that out next session.
right, maybe what we'll do is
when it kicks in.
Because it'll take a little time for them to kick in. But I think we should have a random table.
roll like a D6 where you have a
To
random
see what
table.
you're on.
I've just shoved.
My
it
instinct
out.
was probably
good.
Valium, but then maybe they're just
It's going to be more modern then.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's more likely to be It's more likely to be
Skittles,
E or Valium.
yeah,
or
some
like,
sort of like
horse tranquilizer.
MDMA or something.
Yeah. I thought MDMA
I
was
say, no, come on, it doesn't matter. Think,
Alicia, sorry.
Think. What have we ingested this evening?
nothing. Well, we were at that bar and we had those cocktails.
Right,
Although I barely touched mine because I had to drive.
right.
We've not had anything together.
Just wondering if Sarah or someone has given us drugs at some point without us noticing.
Well, Eric's had a needle through the foot, but none of us have, and we need to get you to A&E still. But I agree, it probably was a hallucination.
The least of his worries.
But I'm not surprised. I mean, I've been to meditation retreats where group hallucinations happen, group visions. I mean, consciousness is linked, right? It's all in the coding. It's exactly like coding a website. Everything is linked together. So that's not what bothers me. What bothers me is what we saw. The splitting of that person. And you're right, Ramen. Sorry, I'm getting agitated now.
As he says that, minus the stroking of the dog, and Ramen perhaps does center you all back to reality in that moment, but it was almost like you could have been back at the small bar at the UEA, where Ray goes off on one about the splitting of the
Over at the social.
and the three of you you all really just sort of fall back into it, and you get this real sense of togetherness, the bond of togetherness, as you're debating this. What is the thing that is we're all high on, or being fooled by, or whatever? And then you hear this, "Get the fuck out of my house!"
I think as that's happening, that moment of introspection just before the scream, I'm saying, what are we all ingested? I hold out my hand with the scar on it to the others.
And I instinctively do the same. Obviously, left hand.
And as do I.
You might be.
And Erik rolls backwards and goes, starts chewing his face up.
Coming up.
Yeah, whatever it is, it doesn't work that fast. I join them in holding out my hand.
Yeah. So you'll come up in like 4 hours like that.
I know, yeah. I might be dead by then.
True. Could give you a burst at the right moment.
It's a little bit like Communopoly, isn't it? I hope I die before
I have to deal with this.
If it's all right with you,
It's a fucking nightmare.
if it's all right with you, in the interests of moving us on, I'm going to say the thing that happens next, literally as Erik puts his hand out,
shows the sky. Yeah.
you hear this, and doors open, and Melinda Moody rushes out, and she grabs you, Erik, by one hand, by her right hand, and goes,
Right, we've got to get out of here.
and she reaches her hand forward, and you see the scar on her hand too. She goes,
We've got to go now. Go, go.
And all our palms touch, and it's like the Power Rangers activate, and we just... No.
and you fly up over the skies of Norwich.
Yeah.
It's like the massive robot from the Dardy video.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So she's being chased, and she just...
I've made her run out, but now she's sort of just kind of marching up.
We've got to go. We've got to go now.
And she's trying to drag us back the way we've come then, back past the garden again.
Yeah, but going back round, back. So you're going to be going down the path that the doppelganger went down.
Oh, God.
Back out to the front. Yeah, but not through the house.
Yeah.
I think I set off, though, like, still on all fours. It hasn't quite processed that.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't pull you up. No, I mean, like, she's that kind of character.
I'm crawling on all fours. Maybe.
And my instincts have kicked in, so I've just put Ramen's lead on you, so we're just...
I was going to say, it's just me and Ramen on all fours, like, sniffing like insane dogs. Sniffing each other's asses.
Ramen's in the papoose, you're not sniffing his ass.
Oh, okay.
But I think in that moment of like, as she marches up and she's holding her hand out and we see her scar too, and it's all this conflagration of, we've just had this flashback to the uni, social and all that stuff. It's like, I want to be looking back down. Is Sarah? We don't see Sarah appear or anything like chasing her?
No.
We just heard her scream, "Get out of my house!"
There's get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
So these doors opening. And...
I think the thing that's really going through my head is in that moment where we all sort of had a shared like group, not the group hallucination of the double, but the doppelganger, but the sort of group feeling rising up of being back in our debating, sort of drunken debating mode. I have this vision of Nathan walking into the bar and the presence that he used to be. He was still a big guy back then, wasn't he? And just sort of feeling like how his energy could change a room. Like he wasn't as like sort of
he's very serious at times,
hypnotic as David, but the conversation would change when he joined, and maybe wouldn't be necessarily be as pleasant. That might be leading too far. But
well, although actually, since you say that, and in that, maybe those thoughts are ringing around in the labyrinth of your mind.
Dance, magic dance.
The John Vinicore mind that is not John Vinicore. The Ray West mind.
His head's in my head,
exactly.
So it's all right.
Feet are in our feet. Our hands are in our hearts. You do think, actually, he was quite hypnotic. There was something about Nathan that was hypnotic, whereas David was charismatic. He was if you ever felt hypnotized, it was only because he'd asked you to go into the ritual. Whereas there was something about Nathan that was very sort of, it was almost oppressive at times.
Yeah, David I could buy seeing a documentary come out on Netflix years later where he ended up being the leader of a sex cult.
Yeah, well, it's...
Whereas Nathan, I could buy him actually having something to him.
But you know what? Maybe there's something as well about that breakaway. And although you're frightened as you turn right to go back out onto the street, onto the avenue, you do get this feeling of you're breaking away again, which was a good move, right? Back at the hospital when you put the gift in the bin and
didn't go in.
You walked away.
Yeah.
The years that came after that were not good. But that moment felt good. And then you feel a similar, perhaps slightly precipitous sensation of you're breaking away from something. Somebody asked you to help.
Yeah.
And although it's not done...
But we can't...
It's not over.
We can't leave Angelica.
You get the strong sensation...
That motherfucker.
That you're not really leaving Sarah.
No.
But there's something starting. Something's truly starting now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Alicia and Erik got into Eric's car, and the other four of you, including Ramen, the dog, the cockapoo.
The Multipoo.
Sorry, Multipoo, I beg your pardon. I do beg your pardon. Multipoo.
Just to be clear.
Sincerest apologies to our listeners for getting that wrong. It's a very sensitive subject, and I shouldn't. I have taken a lot of care to do a lot of research into the Multipoo, and I've just I got that a little bit incorrect. Apologies. So
at least I remembered him this time.
You know, he is going to die, everyone, so don't get too attached. Ray's too attached already, so it's fine. It's fine. He won't. He's fine. He's fine. He'll be fine. He'll be the last one standing, licking your blood.
He does do that.
Cut that. So, as you were leaving, Ray was very struck by Sarah's somewhat anxious feeling.
Nutcases? You've got a dog in a papoose. You know it's got its own legs.
That is a sanity roll.
The multi-poo of madness.
My chakras were clogged.